Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
What'd it do?
What it do?
This is cinema.
And this is Flick Filter.
Hey. I'm Big Diesel.
I'm the Professor.
Professor Utonium.
Something like that.
But yeah, so thank y'all for all y'all's support. We've been trying to get in here. We did miss a video due to technical difficulties, but we're still trying to get that situated.
Yep.
So we'll let you know when it pops up. But today, what are we doing, Professor?
Piece by piece.
What is that?
That is the new Pharrell Lego documentary biopic
That's long.
thing. Yeah.
That's long.
That's a long title. This is a Pharrell movie, man, with some Legos, bro. They playing people.
Why did he have Legos?
That's a great question.
I feel like he answered it, but not answered it.
He did, but he did in like a real artist type of way. Honestly, I think it was just as a creative choice. Which I thought was pretty cool. I've never seen a documentary like that before, to be honest.
That's probably why he did it.
Yeah. It's like, what if we did this with Legos?
But anyways, this is PG, right? PG-13, something like that.
I think PG, because it's a children's movie.
Is it a children's movie?
I think it was marketed as a children's movie.
Okay.
Because they didn't really use like explicit versions.
They said some words.
Oh, they did? Oh, oops.
They said some. I'm not saying a lot, but for a majority of the songs that they, because they're still, it's pretty much a musical.
In a sense, kind of.
Yeah. It has, if you know anything about Pharrell, you know, like, kind of his story. It's basically, that's what it is. It's basically him telling his story with Legos.
Yeah.
Of
his upbringing as a kid.
Yeah, somebody is interviewing him, and he's just narrating the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Kind of behind the music. I don't know if you ever watched the VH1 Behind the Musics. Maybe
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's kind of like where they kind of tell you what was going on when they were making certain songs. So it's kind of like that. It's like behind the scenes, but behind the music.
Gotcha.
Look it up. It's pretty cool. But yeah. So basically, it goes into his upbringing, how he met, the clips. He knew a lot of people that, you know.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cameos that showed up.
Yeah. Definitely got a
Missy Elliott.
Chad, of course.
Well, yeah. Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Timbaland, very important.
Timbaland.
Yep. Kanye was in there just a little bit, I think.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
There was a lot.
Jay-Z, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course, even well, I mean, kind of. I don't know if we're giving stuff away, but what's Gwen Stefani, because he worked. I don't know if it was.
He did work.
I know he worked with her, but I didn't know if it was still if she was still part of No Doubt when he worked with her, or if she was solo.
A little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both.
Okay. So he worked with a lot of folks.
So yeah, we're not gonna give everything away because we want you to support this film. Not a lot of people are watching this film, so definitely go see this film. Piece by piece. It was cool. Basically, what I liked about this film is it was cool. It was a good creative choice to make it like Legos because of, what did they say? He kind of sees color.
Yeah. Oh, it's is it synesthesia? I think that's the name of it. where, yeah, so when he hears sounds, he sees color. I think that's the simple way to boil it down. So there are certain associations whenever he hears music, he can visualize color, the music that he hears as color, and I think that's a form. Well, I've heard of a lot of creative people. Well, I can't say a lot, but I know there are certain creative people who have that gift or ability. So it's pretty cool.
Pretty dope. But you can tell, like, the way. I think that was his creative way of showing kind of him just seeing certain things.
Yeah.
While he's making the music. It was pretty cool.
I just realized, does he have an album called Seeing Sounds? I think he does.
Maybe.
I think that was an album that he had, which was...
It basically hits every single album except for the In My Mind.
Yeah.
Which, I think you watched the video on it. You never sent it to me. But
I'm trying to remember. Oh, about... Wait.
Why he didn't do it In My Mind?
Yes. I'm trying to remember. What, or was it a... So I'm drawing a blank. But... It was a post or something. Was it a post or a thread? Why he basically, somebody was saying that he kind of disregarded it in a sense. I do have to go back and find it.
That is one of my favorite albums. Like the album I go to, I listen to a lot of his songs on there. So
yeah, I looked at
it's pretty dope. If you haven't listened to it, it's basically he's singing half of it and rapping half of it. So it was cool. It's got some. I think the R&B ones were the best ones.
Yeah.
On that album, particularly.
Yeah.
But it shows his rise, his downfall, how he got into the music industry. You know, his low points.
Yeah. I will say though, because the rise was definitely cool to see, like him as a kid. He talked about his upbringing and like how he was different from all the other kids, and even his struggle sort of in school. And his mom he talked about how his mom held him back, even though the teachers were going to pass him, but she wanted him to repeat the grade again because she felt like he could have done better.
Mm.
But even, from high school to winning the competitions to the part with Teddy Riley, that's the part I didn't know, how he basically had gotten signed to Teddy Riley's label and that whole thing where he felt like he was being sort of sidelined, where he just still needed some time to develop. Like he could tell like he had the talent, but he still needed to develop pretty much as an artist, and that part was pretty cool. I would say though I'm kind of skipping over to like the whole downward part. I did appreciate it, but I also felt like they made. If I did have a critique, I feel like they could have gone into more depth in that section, and I'm wondering if they didn't because maybe they wanted to keep it more PG. Because there are certain things where, excuse me, there are certain things where I feel like they could have explored more, especially as somebody who I followed Pharrell, been following his music for a while, but I don't know everything as far as like the low points and even some of the high points, so I think they could have probably expanded or gone into that a little bit more heavily.
Maybe you didn't feel like sharing it.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Because it deals with, because him and Chad are not talking, so it deals with it, but it doesn't go into detail about what happened.
Yeah.
But all in all, the music, the songs that he produced come out, the songs that he was on come down, like Happy, of course. Mm-hmm. The one with Kendrick. Of
course, yeah. That was one of my favorite parts where
of course.
I knew you were about to. When it transitioned into, and then they did all right. Yeah, that was so fire, bro.
He's in this moment now.
I'm sorry, man. That was so cool.
Pour one out.
They like the way they were like building. You could feel like you felt like they were building up to that moment.
It was their MCU battle. That battle moment. The third act moment.
Yeah.
The third act moment. No, all in all, I think it was cool. I would definitely watch this again. I'd definitely get it on DVD, actually.
Yeah.
This was a really good movie. And I hope I'm not just overhyping it. I really thought it was good. Even the message behind it of why he was doing it or why he called it piece by piece was pretty good as well. But, you know, I just say go check it out while it's still in theaters.
Yeah, please check it out in theaters. I think it would be a great theater experience. There were even a couple of notes I took on it. So there are certain parts where, I mean, I don't want to give. I don't know if this give everything away. But like, there's parts with, of course, Pharrell and Pusha T, and of course, there's a really popular song that they have together. But there's a quote that I really appreciated that Pharrell said to Pusha behind. I think this was around the time they were making the song, and he said, "You don't even know that you're shining." And that part, I don't know, that really stood out to me because I think there are people.
There was a lot of bars in
there
this.
were a lot of great quotes, and I think that just stood out to me because I think there's people that are very creative and that are very talented and that have done a lot of great things, but they don't really see that thing in themselves that other people see. So I think that's just something that stood out to me. It's a simple quote, but I don't know, it stood out. You
reminded me of one part where he said he had a beat specifically for, like, anybody could have gotten on that beat.
Yeah.
But he wanted Pusha T to have it. He felt like Pusha T, like this was the Pusha T. And what was the song?
Was it Grinding?
Maybe. It's one of them. Grinding. Yeah, but
because I remember he was telling him he had called him. He's like, "You need to get to the studio right now.
Yeah.
Or else I'm giving this beat to somebody else."
Yeah. That's just a cool thing for Pharrell for it to do, and it just kind of put Pusha T in the clips on another level at that time. Like he and Pusha T even said he needed that at the time. He was at his lowest point at that time. So go check it out. Go check it out. We're not gonna say no more, but just go check it out. It's very good.
Yeah.
And Go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say one other thing that the lesson that or at least a takeaway that I had from it was after he released Frontin', and that's probably one of my favorite songs ever that he made. And it was weird, or not even weird, but it was interesting, like how big that song was, and it was like I didn't realize. I think at the time that was actually his first actual solo single, and people were expecting him to this is gonna be the start of your solo career, and you're gonna take off.
Yeah.
But I remember, in the thing it said it didn't happen that way because he was, and this is actually the thing they said, he was afraid. So it seemed like at the time he was almost afraid of success in a way. I think maybe because things were working out too well, and I don't know. That's something I would like to. I think it's an interesting takeaway to be, because I think a lot of people are afraid of success as much as they are afraid of failure, if not more, because I think success can feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes, and to bring it Christian wise, sometimes God tells us to move on something, and the uncertainty of it is what keeps us back. But, like, it's kind of like you got to take the leap. You got to take the leap of faith to really, because God's not going to force you to do it.
Yeah.
But he will open the door. Mm-hmm. He's not going to force you to go into the door.
Yeah.
You know, but he will have it open. But, you know, it's like an automatic door. It's not going to be open for long. So,
you spitting.
Sometimes we're, and I know me personally, you know, when I'm trying to find a new path, a new career path, it's like, you know, yeah, I can try this job, but I can fail. But then other people will be like, well, you don't know till you try.
Yeah.
But it's like,
if you don't try, you've already rejected yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like creatives do that so much that it's just, I don't know, sometimes it's better to do nothing than to try, because at least you don't fail, but at the end of the day, you don't succeed as well. So it's like, but go check it out. Go check it out. It was a good movie.
Check it out. So,
what do you rank it?
I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5.
Why is it always 4.5 with you?
It's not always 4.5. Give it 5. I respect.
Yeah, man, I'm getting that on DVD once it hits shows. I'm a DVD guy.
Yeah, I need to get me a DVD player so that I can be a DVD guy again.
But anyways, that is all we have for you today.
Yep.
Post your comments down below. Let us know, and
tell us your favorite Pharrell song, favorite NERD song, favorite Neptune song.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
I always said nerd, even though I never really, even though it had the acronym.
Yeah, I probably called it nerd too, but I think I heard out loud somebody say NERD, so then I started saying NERD. I don't know.
But anyways, we'll see you in the next one.
All right, y'all. Deuces.